What's going on, everybody? My name is EQ. Welcome to the Epic Trading Floor. Today we're going to be going over a project that has been blowing up as of recent. We're going to go through the ins and outs of the technicals, the white paper, and then end everything with price predictions. And the project we're going to be going over today is called Rain. This is in the GambleFi sector, which I will discuss a little bit later. And I do think it's one of the ecosystems that could have a really explosive move in the next year. Now, Rain itself is sitting at 0.007, so less than 1 cent. Sitting at a $1.8 billion market cap. You have a circulating supply of 237 billion, and then a max supply of 1,150 billion. So it is finite, it is deflationary, but there are a lot of tokens out there. But that is obviously reflected in the price action. Rain is built on the Arbitrum ecosystem, and it is a GambleFi project as well as DeFi options and prediction markets. One of the main reasons why I believe that this GambleFi sector can do really well is because of the regulations that will be coming so that poly markets can operate legally in the United States. And as a lot of you probably well know, we don't like monopolies in the United States, so there's not usually going to be one project or one company that's going to be the one that runs GambleFi or gambling finance, which is where some of these other altcoins can really reap the benefits long term and just take a small piece of that pie that poly markets can bring, because they're also going to be able to reap the same benefits from a legal perspective if they are able to operate within the United States. Now, this is what their website looks like. It is in beta mode. It's a decentralized prediction markets protocol. Only 1.56 million locked right now, so it still definitely has a low amount of money that's locked. And you're able to create permissionless market creation. And really what they mean by markets is being able to place bets and create betting platforms. And really the main thing that you're going to be able to do here is predictive betting. So kind of like what you've seen on poly markets, you can see will Rain trade above 0.01 at any point. And there's a bunch of different categories, and you can also search by keyword to see other different things that you can bet on. Like, will Leo DiCaprio break up with his girlfriend by end of 2025? You can also track the gainers and losers. Shout out to this guy, but this one unfortunately has not been doing so well. But as you can imagine, this type of ecosystem and network can bring a lot of users, because people at the end of the day are degens and love to gamble. Now, their white paper is also available on the CoinGecko page. It is a relatively short white paper, but it does go in depth kind of what the ins and outs of the ecosystem are, how it's supposed to work, how to claim winnings, where the fees come in, all that type of stuff. So they are transparent in terms of what they're releasing for the white paper. The only thing that I'm not seeing here that I wish they would have done is essentially dox the team, because they're not showing anyone that's actually on the team. So if this was to rug pull, there's really no one to blame at this point. But at the end of the day, there is a lot of upside for a project like this. And because it's one of the leaders in GambleFi, and considering that Poly Markets does not even have a token right now, which they are thinking about creating, but they don't have one right now. So whoever wants to invest in the GambleFi space, this is currently the top leading project in GambleFi. Which, mind you, none of this is financial advice. I'm not currently invested in Rain at the making of this video, and I'm not paid by Rain to make this video. And first things first, when you're going into the chart, you can see that we are about 7,000% away from the ranges of all-time highs. So this is definitely a little bit beat up. It doesn't necessarily show that on CoinGecko. If you look at Rain on CoinGecko, it shows that the low from September 11th, 2025, when it was released, at 0.027. Now, TradingView is showing a little bit different. It is the same icon, but when you actually zoom in on the daily and look at the ranges that we're testing so far, there is really good potential. We're pretty much looking to break the range highs right now from December of 2023, which would have been bear market highs. So that's going to be where we're currently testing. But as you can see, the project is relatively overbought right now on the longer terms. Even if you're looking at this breakout, this is about a 150% move. And then if you're going from this entire move from here to here, you're already looking at a 4,500% move. So some of the levels that I would be looking for this to pull down, if it wanted to pull down and then find a nice little area to potentially DCA into, the first thing I would do is add a Fibonacci after that explosive move. You can see that we could theoretically drop down to 0.00445. That'll be in the Epic Golden Pocket. That'll also test this major SR flip, which was once a resistance, converting and flipping into a support right around here. If this was to pull down and test that range, that's going to be about a 41% pullback on price action, which is a pretty decent little sell-off from current price. But if you are able to get into the zone, you can play to the TP3 off to the next breakout, and that could theoretically play you up about another extra 160%. But it looks like there's a 7-day period back on September 10th through September 19th of 2025, where there was a huge injection of money probably that increased this price up 4,200%. And I would be assuming that these people also want to continue to make more money on this project. Which, by the way, if you do want to stay up to date with anything trading related, if you want to get access to the Epic Trading Floor, to our 24/7 news feed, bullish and bearish trend signals, my trades, macro dashboards for crypto, forex, and stocks, courses, all that type of stuff, you can go to epictradingfloor.com. It looks like this. you can go to EPIC or EPIQ trading floor, or I'll tag the link in this description and under this video. If you have any questions about Rain or you have any other projects you're interested in me talking about, you can always drop them in the comment section. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. I hope everyone has an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will see you on the next video.